Hi, my name's Lindy. Welcome to my channel, Raising Reality. I'm going to launch straight in, not sure of the title of this one, but it'll be somewhere along the lines of divine feminine or femininity, feminine energy, all from an energy perspective. Never has it been easier, never has it been more prevalent, never has it been more significant or important for us all now to stand in our power and for us to stand in our energy, the energy that we wish to exude, stand as a representation of, pulse out, frequency out, wave band out that energy. For the purposes of this video, I'm talking about feminine energy and the divine feminine, the expression of divine feminine energy. It's not just an internal decision. An internal decision is one level of it and is almost like an analytical process. It is the exuding of and the standing within one's consciousness of the expression of the energy that they are. It is also, and I could say like, I was going to say a mindset, because a mindset is some of it, but is an expression of the energy of who you are by your vibrational state, by your frequency state, by your consciousness. So a shift takes place inside you that allows you and opens the doorway to the expression of, but not just the expression of, the living as, the vibrational state as, the exuding as, not the projection as, but the creation of, the manifestation of, the exuding of, the vibrational state of, the frequency of one's feminine energy. And somebody can be extremely feminine without dressing in a particular feminine way. Like one can be the expression of divine feminine energy without dressing in flowing dresses and flowing gowns and high heels and all of these kind of things, where there are perceptions of what feminine is. Somebody can be extremely feminine and not have long hair. I mean, I'm dressed in, look, a leather jacket. One can exude their femininity as a vibrational state of consciousness. It doesn't mean that one has to express in a certain way with like long painted nails and, like I say, flowing dresses and high heels. Now, there might be feminine energies that are watching this that do express that way. Points I'm making is one expresses their femininity, feminine energy in their own unique way and style, but still hold, vibrate at and exude the divine feminine code. I might call the video that. The divine feminine code. Because the divine feminine code is an activation of the divine feminine within. And when that's activated, one exudes it, whatever one is wearing or not wearing. When one takes on the feeling of that energy and one knows without a shadow of a doubt one is standing within their divine feminine code, it gives one a supreme sense of confidence. And I do not mean a supreme sense of arrogance, a supreme sense of confidence that one knows who they are, one accepts who they are, one understands the expression of who they are, And one is able to stand within that. And one could be very much helped along the way by having the mindset of, rather like the tarot, and I don't read tarot, but I'm aware of really excellent tarot readers. One could have the mindset of, I am a queen. I'm a queen. I'm not a lady of the court. I'm not a princess. I'm a queen. Base minimum queen. But one could even go a step further and say, I'm the empress. So that the base rate would be queen or empress. And as a queen or empress, I have a vibrational state of attraction of, it must be a king, not a prince, not a page, not a knight. It must be a base minimum of a king or an emperor that I attract into my rotational, gyrational field or vortex or spiral of creation. It must be along these levels. How can it be anything less? How will I allow anything less if I am a queen or an empress? It's got to be a king or an emperor. And there is no arrogance involved in this. There is a difference between knowing and confidence and arrogance, and it is not arrogance. It is knowing one's vibrational state, knowing one's self-worth, knowing their value, the value of the currency of you. When there has been a shift in one's consciousness where they know the value of the currency of them, where you know the value of the currency of you, it is then very difficult to pretend that you're a princess and interact with a prince, pretend that you're a lady of the court and interact with a man of the court. You can no longer pretend or hide your power or hide your vibration or hide your energy. You have to stand as what you are. And if you are a queen, if you have done enough self-work and self-reflection, you are transitioned from old energy paradigm, old relationship paradigm into 0 point field of unified energy, what I used to call new energy, but it's the ascension reality. And you have this shift in this awareness, this knowing within you of who and what you are, not just as a human being, as a personality, but on the levels of your energy and your value and what frequency you're pulsing out from you. Not as a delusional state, not with delusion. This is a vibrational shift in your consciousness and awareness. When you know that, and you cannot unknow it, once the known is known, you can't unknow it because it's a shift in your consciousness and frequency. Once you know it and you are standing in your power, it is inevitable that you will vibrate with, attract, and want to be alongside kings. If you are queens, you are going to want a representation of masculine expression of consciousness, a strong representation of masculine consciousness, strong in heart, strong in spirit, that can, strong in vibrational state, strong in energy, strong in the masculine code. You are going to want, and you are going to naturally attract that level of consciousness into your field. It is inevitable. When you have interacted as a queen with a king, it is impossible to go back to a prince or a man of the court. It's impossible. Your base level, your bar has been raised. You then have to vibrate as that queen to attracting kings. Notice I said that plural. And it's not because one is greedy and wanting a plethora, an array, a bouquet of multiple choices of kings, but it is leaving the energy to flow in this state that if a king, by the king's own free will, is not able to accept the queen, or if a king through his own perception cannot fully recognize the queen in front of him, then there is not just one opportunity for a king. You are in a vibrational state of queen, therefore you will attract kings. And if a king that you have attracted, that you have your heart, let's say, set on, does not choose from his free will, or cannot quite recognize the divinity in you and the queenness, the queen energy in you, or the empress in you, because it can be a morphing, let's say, of both. If they don't recognize queen and empress, if they don't see your value, then that is their thing to sort out, not yours. You do not have the job of making kings or emperors, metaphorically speaking, see your value as queen or empress. That's not your job. Your job is to stand as the energy you are. And standing as the energy you are, it's not just a mindset, it's a shift of consciousness, all from the heart. Standing as that means you exude divine feminine. Whether you're dressed in a dustbin liner, whether you're dressed in a sack, whether you're dressed in a leather jacket, or whether you are in flowing gowns and robes and dressed like Cinderella going to the ball. When you are standing in your feminine power, you have command over your own reality, command over your own creation, command over your own energy, command over your sexual energy, command over your intimate energy, command over your vibrational state. Your vibrational state has changed to welcome in those kings or emperors that are worthy, that see your value, and they stand in their own power. The masculine code, the masculine expression of energy, they stand within their energy, not intimidated by your energy, not threatened by it, not worshipping you, not below you, but equal. And they are not threatened by this or intimidated by this. If anything, they are captivated in that dance of king and queen, or emperor and empress. They are captivated by it, drawn to it, recognition of it, feeling it, sensing it, ignites the feminine within them, and the masculine in them ignites the feminine within the masculine within you. So there's an ignition from the feminine of igniting in the masculine, and the masculine igniting in the feminine in this dance. And it is a specific switching on of a code in consciousness when one is at the point where that is able to be switched on, not as a distorted form, not as a distortion, not as an inversion, as a just what it is, an expression of vibration of one's feminine consciousness. I was going to say one's femininity, but that's not quite the right word, because one can exude feminine energy and not be dressed particularly feminine-like. It is a vibrational frequency. It's a state where one is fully in the truth and the representation of who they are, understanding it, accepting it, loving it, vibrating it, being authentic. And when one reaches that state, there's no going back. You can't go back to how you were before. So you recognize with every fiber of your being, more than a recognition, more than brain recognition, it is an alteration of one's DNA, chemistry, vibrational state, consciousness, energy. One is then truly standing in their power. They understand and feel it all fully. Through and through, they are what they are. And at that point, be you queen or empress, it is not our role to sweat and toil and worry about attracting a king or an emperor. If they are worthy of being in your vortex and gyrational field, they will come in. They will come in their power. And I say worthy of being in our field because I'm talking about the feminine, but us worthy of being in their field. It's a two-way street. And if we've attracted them in, then we know that that worthiness is there, because they wouldn't be in that interplay and that dance with us in the first place. Stand in your power. Accept the unacceptable about yourselves, what you deem as unacceptable. Drop the judgments, drop the self-negative talk. Don't just recognize your value, that's one level of it. Accept your value, embody your value, exude your value. Exude and accept the expression of who you are. And the rest will vibrate in. And if a king cannot recognize a queen as his queen, then other kings or emperors will. It's up to you to recognize you. The rest follows from that. And on that note, I will love you and leave you. As always, thank you for watching. Thank you for resonating. Thank you for your time and attention. I'll see you again soon. I seem to have been on a roll with videos lately, so probably I'll see you sooner rather than later. Until then, take care.